What's up, my PT peeps? One-Eye Bri back to talk about The Walking Dead Season 7, Episode 10, the latest spoilers that are out, potential spoilers, discussion. I don't want to say 100% that this is going to happen, but it's highly likely to occur. Can't be 100% positive anything nowadays, but spoiler warning if you don't want to know what the latest stuff is. I trust the sites, the sources, but here we go. Like I said, stop watching now if you don't want to know. Here we go. So let's talk about this first. In the teaser trailer, we talked about it. I want to talk about the car in the bottom left. I've seen it. I looked at it. I'm like, that is probably what people are saying could be Father Gabriel's car. And I could see it. But, you know, the Father Gabriel car, it just looked different color because it was at night. But I could see it being that. Similar kind of make, boxy car, whatever. But we know Father Gabriel led them to the group. We know someone was in the car. It's most likely Boots, most likely Tamuel. We'll see. Hopefully we get to know that in 7:10. There's just no word on that yet. But the car looks pretty similar. Also, Greg Nicotero said that we can possibly see a glimpse of someone in the car with Father Gabriel. He looks up briefly. I looked at the clip a couple times, couldn't really see anything, and just moved on. So is it the car or not? Post your comments below what you think, but either way, hopefully we find out in 7:10. But let's get to the good stuff. Like this. The kingdom has to give a tribute to the saviors. We got to see this long-haired fuck. He makes a beeline directly for Richard, evidently. There's a problem, of course, as we know, between these two. Richard and Jared, I think his name is, whatever someone told me, have a problem. They have it out, but this time Morgan seems to help out. I think he hits him with his staff, stick, whatever you want to call it, and by that, he gets it taken away by a savior or that guy. We don't know who exactly, but he gets his staff or stick taken away. Here's a shot of Jerry. Just wanted to put that in there. He's awesome. Love Jerry. Think he's a cool guy. We need to see more of him. Also, he gives Carol some food. Richard. Let's talk about Richard. Richard has a plan to kind of start the war with the kingdom versus the saviors. And he has a stockpile of weapons. He has a crossbow that he gives to Daryl. He has some automatic weapons that he takes. He has bottles for Molotov cocktails. And that's his plan to do that, to kind of start the war with the saviors. He plans to use Carol as bait, that either Carol survives, doesn't. He doesn't really care. He's kind of trying to use Carol as collateral damage, which is pretty messed up. Well, I'll talk about that in a second. But Richard, man, you're going to mess up, and you trust the wrong person of Daryl to tell the plan to. That's for sure. But as we know, Richard is struggling with everything there. Richard came to the plan to get Morgan and Carol connected to fight, but they don't want to, of course. So he goes to get the help of Daryl, but he also tries to get the help of Morgan, but Morgan ain't budging. He's not about to help Richard with this plan or any other plan going forward. Richard and Morgan are very different, clearly. So that's when he gets Daryl. Daryl doesn't know any better. He doesn't know Richard. He doesn't even know Carol is there still. So when Richard tells him the plan, he goes along with it. He gives him a crossbow. He does a lot of, things to kind of coerce Daryl to come join him and say, look, we can get a plan. We need the kingdom. You need the kingdom, right? I can get us the kingdom. I can, get Ezekiel to fight with you guys. Let's just do this. And it's kind of like a build-up of, there's this woman here, and we're going to try to trick the saviors to think that the woman did it. So then if they kill the woman, Ezekiel will do it, right? And as they walk, after Daryl gets his weapons and everything like that too, and they go to walk down the road to set up the trail and everything, Richard finally says to Daryl that it's Carol. And it's like a big moment in there too, which kind of sucks. I don't want to ruin it for you guys, but it's the information that's out there, so I always share the wealth. But it should be a big moment on the show when you find out that Richard's trying to take out Carol. And it sucks because I kind of like Richard, but they're kind of painting him in a light that, I'm not going to be sad if and really when he dies, because if you know the comic, he ain't lasting very long. So this is where I think it's rumored to start pretty early in the episode that you see Daryl beating someone up, but you just don't know who it is. And I think it happens pretty early in the episode is what they're saying. So the rumors over the summer are true. And it's kind of cool, kind of not cool. But you don't mess with Carol or Daryl. And you don't mess with them for sure. So that whole breaks down. They go, Ezekiel and them go to meet Carol. They can't just leave her alone for some reason. I wonder if Ezekiel and Carol are getting it on. Do you think they are? Because I kind of do after the pomegranate thing with that. But here's just a good shot of the Kingdom Riders And there they are talking for what it is to see how she's doing, whatever. They go away. Another knock at the door. Carol comes back, and she probably is like, says something like, leave me alone or what? And there is Daryl. And I'm excited to see that. I said it in the other, video that we did, but just confirming it. And I'm excited to see it because I love to see Carol and Daryl together. There's always something about them and their embraces, like I said before, after Terminus and everything too. So Carol and Daryl get to meet. And the big $1 million question is Daryl going to tell Carol? And the answer is no. Daryl lies to Carol about the whole situation with the Saviors and says that Ezekiel's deal is one that they kind of set up too, or they don't come in and everything's fine, everything's okay, because Carol knows, and she says that if she finds out that the Saviors killed any of their people, she's going to have to go back and kill Negan and the Saviors, and she doesn't want to do that because it's not good for her. So Daryl, basically lies to protect her, and I kind of agree with that. Just to try to protect Carol. Carol's a broken person, and he sees that, and he loves Carol, and he doesn't want to hurt her or get it set up. But Carol's going to find out down the road. That's for damn sure. The other big thing is Daryl and Shiva interact, and they have a good thing, and Daryl pets Shiva, and there's a good interaction between them, so I can't wait to see that. And this girl, Jadis, she says, we take, we don't bother. Basically, they're, like leeches. So remember that line. We take, we don't bother. So this guy, Wilson is his name. Rick has to fight him. Rick gets a little injured in there. He's okay, but he takes out the walker for sure. I love this picture. What do you think of it? I just thought this was great. And I just want to throw that in there. It kind of looks like a prom picture where they're like, all right, Carnage, Jesus, and then line up. So pretty good. Also, that Rick finds a cat statue to give to Michonne. As we know, Michonne loves a cat statue from season 3, the Clear episode. Thought that was great. So Rick's getting some brownie points with Michonne. After he gets a little wounded, maybe gets a little love. He says, hey, baby, check this cat out. I got this for you. But I'm excited for that. I'm excited for Shiva and Daryl. More Shiva, Jerry, Ezekiel, this, that. The Garbage Pail Kids, all that good stuff. So there you go, guys. That's what we got so far. That's the early spoilers for this episode this week. Let us know what you think. What do you hear? What do you gather? Is it the car? Is Father Gabriel's car at the junkyard? Let us know, guys. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Subscribe today to get more videos. Let us know. And as always, thank you for watching, guys.